Breaking news up next. Nancy Pelosi's husband released from a hospital 6 days after a brutal attack by a man who was targeting the House Speaker. Happening now, breaking news. CNN has learned that House Speaker Pelosi's husband, Paul, is back home in San Francisco after being released from the hospital just a short time ago. We're standing by for new information about his condition 6 days after he was brutally attacked. And I'll talk to a key lawmaker who is raising urgent questions tonight about security for members of Congress.
This is CNN Breaking News.
And let's go straight to that breaking news. First, to report that Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, has been released from a hospital 6 days after he suffered a fractured skull and other injuries in a politically motivated attack by a man who was targeting the House Speaker.
So, Pamela, we have been told that earlier today, Paul Pelosi was released from the hospital. As you said, it was just 6 days after that brutal attack last Friday. I think it's also important to remember what he went through. He was recovering from surgery to repair a skull fracture and also serious injuries to his right arm and hands.
One of the things that happens when they think about a skull fracture is what the doctors are really trying to figure out, did it cause bleeding as well underneath the skull? Did it cause bleeding within the brain? And it appears that it did not, because even before he went to the operating room, doctors were saying that Mr. Pelosi was expected to make a full recovery. So serious injury, but it sounds like they were optimistic about his recovery almost from the beginning, despite how serious an injury it was. And now 6 days later, he's leaving the hospital.
Paul is grateful to the 911 operator, emergency responders, trauma care team, ICU staff, and the entire ZSFGH medical staff for their excellent and compassionate life-saving treatment he received after the violent assault in our home. Paul remains under doctor's care as he continues to progress on a long recovery process and convalescence. He is now home surrounded by his family who request privacy. So clearly, Sanjay, so much gratitude for the doctors who they say gave life-saving medical care to him, and he's going to continue to receive medical care.
Look, there were two words in there that caught my eye, and we've seen it a couple of times in previous statements: long recovery. And Sanjay, can speak to this much better than I can. I know Paul Pelosi. He is really in good shape, but he's also 82 years old.